Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Brittany of Britzy Thrift. I'm a reseller on Poshmark as well as eBay, and this is my February what sold video, which is bound to be shorter because February was pretty stank. I didn't know what was going on. I went to my little depressed mode of I might as well just quit, but of course I never quit, but that's just how I felt. So hopefully March will be better, but here's what I sold in February. I sold this Nubitag J. Crew Factory size small black, sort of like a jersey knit cardigan, sold for $50, and I got a payout of $40. So I'm always a fan of Nubitag J. Crew, and I find that their sweaters tend to sell pretty well. Then I sold this Nubitag Can size 7 if you're going by junior sizing, and size 27 if you're going by women's. These were a mid-rise ankle skinny distressed black jean. They sold for $25, and I got a payout of $20. And on average, I spend about $5, sometimes $2, but usually about $5 or $6 for each of my items. Then I sold this Banana Republic size small faux fur animal. It was a tiger print coat, sold for $20, and I got a payout of $16. And I'm not sure why that sat around for so long. I thought it was pretty cool with the tiger print. I definitely picked it up thinking that it would sell for more and a lot faster, but I sat on it for so long, and so at this point I was grateful for this sale because I was like, it's just not moving and I want to get it out of here. Then I sold this pair of men's Columbia size 12 Tech Flight Omni something black sandals or flip-flops, sold for $20, and I got a payout of $16. Here's a pair of Sperry Topsider size 9.5 women's pink floral tropical espadrille slip-on shoes. They sold for $12, and I got a payout of $9.05. And she left a 5-star rating and said, I love these shoes, so thank you so much for your purchase. I thought they were really pretty and really cute for like spring, summer. Here's a pair of Riker size 38 or US size 7 red black leather loafer shoes. They are supposed to be like anti-stress for your feet, so more of a comfort shoe. They sold for $12, and I got a payout of $9.05. Then I sold this IC by Connie K size small abstract print asymmetrical top. This sold for $20, and I got a payout of $16. IC by Connie K I used to get a lot more for, but not anymore, so I'm happy to see this one move, and I have stopped picking it up. Here's a Nubitag Wit and Wisdom size 10 Absolution pair of jeans, sold for $30, and I got a payout of $24. I picked these up because I noticed that Democracy Nubitag Absolution usually sells pretty well for me, so I thought, well, this is Wit and Wisdom, and it's still got the Absolution, so maybe it'll do equally as well, and it did because it didn't sit around for long, and I feel like this is about the same as what I would have gotten for Democracy. Here is a Levi's pair of 16W Wedgie Straight premium denim jeans, sold for $25, and I got a payout of $20. Which reminds me, I got my first Vero slap on eBay. So Vero is just like a list of, it's just certain things that eBay won't allow you to sell. Like you can't sell certain brands, and also they'll ding you if you're using like stock photos. And in the past, I used to never use stock photos, but recently I had started using stock photos. So the photos that you find on the company's actual website with the models wearing the clothes. I started putting those into my listings, just like maybe 1 or 2 pictures, hoping that with the use of AI, it would make it easier for people to find my listings if they were searching for like, you know, a particular item. So they put the little notification on my listing on eBay saying that the listing is hidden until it can be fixed. And so it took me a minute to figure out how to fix it because for a while it wasn't letting me revise it in the app. And even when I went to desktop mode on eBay, it wouldn't let me go in to revise it. So I had to type in like ebay.com/sellerhub. And then it would allow me to go in and revise that listing and take out that stock photo. And so hopefully now that listing is up to par and it is resolved. But that was my first time getting like the Vero like warning, you can't do this. So, and it was from Levi's. It was a pair of Levi's jeans. So that's why I'm talking about it, because this just made me think about that. Here's a Nubitag Isaac Mizrahi Live size 20W blue floral coat. I thought it was beautiful for like the spring, maybe if you want to wear it to church or like, you know, a wedding. It's just really pretty with that royal blue and white. sold for $40 and I got a payout of $32. I knew that Isaac Mizrahi Live does not perform well for me. I've tried to sell it before. So I knew that this I was probably going to have to sit on, even with it being a plus size and new with tags, but it was just so pretty and I liked it so much that I just wanted to sell it anyway. So I'm glad to see that it's found a new home. Here's a pair of Kenneth Cole New York men's made in Italy size 11 brown strappy sandals, almost like a espadrille kind of sandal. Sold for $20 and I got a payout of $16. I just thought that they looked really cool, and I think I may have gotten them from by the pound. So I probably only paid like $1 and some change for them. This was a pretty cool sale because it sold quickly and it was just something that I picked up out of the $2 bin. So this is an Adidas size, large. I don't know why I have it. It says large, but then under size it says one size. So I don't know. Maybe it was a one size, but oops. It sold anyway. But it's a black prime blue swim headscarf and it was new with tags. Again, I only paid $2 for it. It sold for $30 and I got a payout of $24. Then I sold these sort of like a woven knit pair of Skechers. They were like a Mary Jane slip-on size 7. They were called the Synergy and they were pink and multicolored, kind of had like these really pretty spring Easter colors to them. And they sold for $25 and I got a payout of $20. Here's something that I didn't know how it was going to perform, but now I know that like it will probably be a no for me in the future. But it's a Lillian Lottie size 3XL slant quarter zip burgundy hoodie. I just thought that it looked really comfortable and cozy and it was a plus size, so I picked it up a long time ago. Sold for $21 and I got a payout of $16.80. Here's a brand that I will continue to pick up. I do not find it often, but if ever I find it, I will pick it up. This is Todd Snyder. This is a men's pair of blue jeans. They were a size 32 by 32 slim fit button fly jeans. They sold for $75 and I got a payout of $60. Then we have this Lilly Pulitzer size 12. This is called the Ria Casa Banana skirt or skort. I can't quite remember, but it sold for $25 and I got a payout of $20. So very pretty because Lilly Pulitzer always has those really pretty vibrant colors, and again goes perfectly with like spring, summer. Here's a jacket that I picked up because I was picking up bomber jackets because it seemed like they were doing pretty well this winter. This is Wilson's vintage brown leather hooded bomber jacket, and it said that it was a size large, or either an extra large, but when I tried it on, it fit me, and usually I wear a medium, so I disclosed that I didn't think that it was a real, extra large, and to please check the measurements. This jacket sold for $75 and I got a payout of $60. Oh, this is a very old item. This is a Diane von Furstenberg size 12. This was called the Hazel dress and it sold for $14 and I got a payout of $11.05. It received a 5-star rating and the person said amazing dress and color, thank you. So I'm glad she's enjoying it. This was something I picked up a while ago when all I kept hearing about on YouTube was Diane von Furstenberg. This was like one of those brands at the time, so I picked it up and many moons later it's finally sold. So everything sells eventually, but I know a little bit better now about what to pick up. Don't just get blinded by like the brand. Just because it's the brand, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is the right piece for you to sell. Here's a $2 bin pick up, I believe. It's a New Tag Disney Stitch medium crochet flower blue t-shirt. And this sold for $15 and I got a payout of $12. Here is a Patagonia Cinchilla size medium women's gray and royal blue or cobalt blue pullover. This sold for $25 and I got a payout of $20. Here's a pair of FitFlop size 8 Super Ballerina gold metallic slip-on shoes. So they had like a little bit of platform sole. It was like a thicker sole. It wasn't just a completely flat ballerina flat. These sold for $30 and I got a payout of $24. This is a good linen brand. This is called Flax and this is a size medium and they were blue, 100% linen, cropped. The picture makes the blue look a little bit more, it looks a little bit more dull in the picture, but they were more lighter, like pretty sky blue in person. They sold for $30 and I got a payout of $24. They did receive a 5-star rating and the person left additional comments that reads, Item is in perfect condition, ironed and packaged beautifully, arrived very quickly. I'm very impressed with their turnaround time, so thank you so much for that. Linen is a good fabric content to be on the lookout for when the weather starts to warm up, because people are going on vacations and it's a breathable fabric and it's just something that people like to travel in. Here we have a Loeffler, I hope I'm saying that right, Loeffler Randall size large petal one shoulder bathing suit in black. It sold for $25 and I got a payout of $20 and it received a 5-star rating. Here is an Athleta size 2X. This is called the Sea Soft Willow Modal Blend in a green sweatshirt with a V-neck. It sold for $32 and I got a payout of $25.60. It did receive a lot of attention on both Poshmark and eBay. It got some watchers on eBay, but finally I got this offer on Poshmark. Nobody else seemed to be like sending any offers or biting, so when I got this offer, I was like, okay, yes, that's what I'm looking for. So I accepted it and I'm happy with it. Here's a pair of men's pants. These are called Twillery, and this is a size 33 by 32. They are technical performance pants. They sold for $41 and I got a payout of $32.80. This was really cool. This is a vintage 90s Champion large reverse weave Rochester collegiate sweatshirt. It was something I pulled out of the men's bin, the $2 bin, which is great because it sold for $65 and I got a payout of $52. So somebody, I remember that day they threw in a bunch of, like they just cleaned out their closet and they had like a bunch of old sweatshirts that they threw in there, and I just kind of picked up a few, and this was one of them. And like I said, $2 for a sweatshirt and then you're selling it for $65. That's a really good flip. This is something that I kind of took a while to list because I don't know, I guess maybe I realized after I bought it that, or maybe not, I didn't realize, but I started telling myself that people aren't going to want to buy it because it just seemed like it was one of those out of the box items. It's a Mud Pie Easter finger puppet set. It's new in the packaging and it kind of looked like the little finger puppets were made out of wool and felt. So they had like bunny rabbits and the little chicken, you know, coming out of the egg and a carrot and everything. And it's cute, but I was just thinking like probably this is going to be something that sits in my closet forever and nobody's going to want it. Sure enough, it was like one of the things to impress me and it went fairly quickly. So it sold for $15 and I got a payout of $12, and I should have gotten it listed sooner. But you know, who knows if it would have sold sooner, because now we're coming up on Easter, so maybe it's just the perfect timing that I got it listed now. But you never know. You really never know. Here's a new Attack Under Armour size large cold gear hoodie, something I got out of the $2 bin. It sold for $16 and I got a payout of $12.80, and it had like the mesh face cover for like if you're running and you want your face to be protected from the cold. Here is something that I got, I think it was 2 years ago from my one and only trip to the Goodwill bins, like an hour away. The Goodwill bins for me is, like I said, kind of out of reach. I mean, I could travel there, but I just find better things right here in my own backyard as opposed to having to travel an hour away. So I just don't go to the Goodwill bins. But this is something that came from that trip, and this is called Easel, and it's a size small wool blend oversized boxy sweater, kind of striped, kind of abstract printed. Sold for $18 and I got a payout of $14.40. And then I sold this pair of I'm size 9 studded high top lace up sneakers. They kind of look like Converses, but they had like a thicker sole, and then all around the sole it was like studded, kind of like a studded espadrille. So I thought they were pretty cool. They sold for $32 and I got a payout of $25.60. They received a 5-star rating, and she said, awesome, thank you, heart. So thank you so much, and they are really cool shoes, so I hope she is enjoying them. Then over on eBay, I sold this pair of Alberto size 36 by 34 Tommy D Comfort Fit over-dyed black jeans for men. They sold for $40 and I received order earnings of $27.70. So still cross-posting, trying to get as much attention on my listings as I can, but like I said, February was pretty low it just seemed like somebody put my closet on vacation mode, and all of a sudden I stopped getting views on eBay. So I got pretty discouraged, but like as usual, I always come out of it. It's just February wasn't a very good month. And also, compared to last year's February, it was incredible. Like, it wasn't low in February last year. It was way better. So I don't know what happened this year. It could have been like a mix of things going on in the world, the economy, all that stuff plays a part. I don't know, but it was pretty discouraging, but I have high hopes that going into March, things will get better. So next on eBay, I sold this Peanuts 72 by 72 Snoopy Woodstock all over print cotton shower curtain. This sold for $60, and I got order earnings of $44.64. I had 3 of the Peanuts shower curtains and 2 of the Disney shower curtains. All 3 of the Peanuts sold for $60 a piece on eBay, and none of the Disney ones have sold, which is interesting because for some reason I thought that the Disney ones would be more sought after, but apparently Peanuts is more sought after. So then I had a $2 bin sale. This is a pair of Newatag Champion size large men's FLC Oxford Gray Spell Out sweatpants. They sold for $25, and then I got order earnings of $11.58, and like I said, I only paid $2 for them out of the $2 bin. Then we have this Newatag Halara extra large Cloudful navy blue workout dress with built-in shorts. Sold for $25, and I received order earnings of $14.75. Halara always looks really cool when I find it in a thrift store, and it gets a lot of attention when I list it because I have a few pieces by Halara, but it just doesn't move. Nobody ever actually makes an offer, so I was surprised to get this sale, but I stopped picking up Halara, even though it does look like something that, you know, people would be interested in. The fabric looks nice and everything. When I see it, the styles are cool, but it just doesn't seem to move. Then we have a Leslie Evers size large geoprint dress. This sold for $40, and I got order earnings of $27.91. Then I sold this Newatag American Eagle size 14 extra long high-rise artist flare distressed blue jeans. They sold for $49, and I got order earnings of $35.49. So that was it for my Poshmark and eBay sales for February. Like I said, it was a bit discouraging. I got my first Vero slap, but it's okay, it's been resolved. And I also got my taxes done, which kind of put me in a not so great mood. I mean, I kind of already knew that what to expect as far as getting my taxes done because I've done it before previously, and you should, so I don't want to discourage anybody from getting their taxes done. But I think it just kind of, when I left the tax office, it kind of put me in this mindset of like, okay, you know, financially, is my business working, or is it worth it? Because you're paying, you know, what you're paying to get the taxes done, and then you're paying the taxes on what you sold, and then you're paying for your storage unit, which at any given time they can increase the rent, which they have, you know. And so after a while, all those things start to come into play where you're like, okay, am I really making enough to make this business worth it? And I was a little bit down about it because I felt like the answer is no. Like, I'm just not making enough with my reselling business to continue. But the problem is I love it. So it's kind of hard to just shut that off. My brain is constantly thinking, how can I make it work? So that's where I am right now. And I've already come up with a couple of new concepts or ideas that I want to try out for my business, just to see if I can get inventory to move a little bit faster, maybe slow down on sourcing, which is hard because, you know, sourcing is the funnest part of it all. But I think it would be really good for me to kind of try to focus on the moving it out part. And so hopefully these new ideas that I'm coming up with will help out with that, and I will see some turnaround and some change. So if you're having a hard time, I mean, I know how you feel. I'm right there with you, but just try to stay positive and keep thinking of different ways to improve your business and keep at it. Yeah, and I hope that we all see some really good sales once people start getting their tax returns back and all of that, you know. So keep your head up and keep trying. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.